Do you have a large, wide open area that you need to dehumidify? It could be your shop that you're working in, maybe a workout space, a garage like I'm in today, even a basement or a crawl space. If you checked yes to any of those boxes, if you're having humidity issues, I've got just the product for you. It's the Santa Fe Compact70 Dehumidifier. And on today's video, I'm going to take you through all of the reasons why I chose this specific dehumidifier and why I'm putting one in my garage. Stay tuned. This is my 28 by 32 car garage. The ceiling height's around 11 feet, and I do have a ductless mini split installed and currently running. So why am I installing a dehumidifier? We step over here to the digital thermometer. We're running at about 69 degrees and 59% humidity, which is not bad right now. Here's the thing. I just opened the door for about 5 minutes, about 30 minutes ago, and the humidity spiked 20% in 5 minutes. We park our cars in here every single night. I don't need the ductless mini split running every single day. It's a waste of electricity. It's a waste to drop that temperature down to 70 degrees when I really don't care. I'm not working out here every day. I do the occasional oil change, rotate my tires. I've even done some jobs in here for my business, spraying exterior doors, interior doors, trim, different jobs like that. So it's only on occasion that I need to run that ductless mini split to cool down the temperature. However, I would like the humidity to be at a normal rate. In my mind, it's going to cost me less money. The dehumidifier will kick on and off as it needs. And let me show you an issue that I'm having not running anything at all. So you can see in this area right here, I've got some sort of mold or mildew going on. I've cleaned it up several times in the 7 years we've lived here. And I've got a little bit going on over here too. So there's a couple issues. I've also got a little bit of mold or mildew growing on my diamond coat baseboard. I don't like that. So for me, the easiest solution was to just get one of these Santa Fe Compact70 Dehumidifiers. Let's go over the features of this particular unit. First of all, it's a convenient size. It's only 21 inches long, 12 inches tall, 12 inches wide. Now this particular unit is rated to remove 70 pints of water per day. So it's great for crawl spaces up to 2,600 square feet or basements up to 2,200 square feet. And it's got an industry leading 6-year warranty. Plus something that really drew me to it was the fact that it's got this dual coated coil, this corrosion resistant coating. It's also extremely energy efficient, only drawing about 5.1 amps, and it's got this MERV 13 air filtration built into it. So that's nice. I want to breathe cleaner air when I'm in the garage, but they've got a couple of nice solutions for mounting this thing. Let's say you're in a crawl space that gets a little bit of moisture on the ground, or you want it up off the ground. They've got some accessory feet that you can attach to the bottom of it to get it up off the crawl space floor. They've also got another really cool accessory. Let me show you this. I thought this was really cool. They sell this small hang kit. It comes with these straps that are adjustable that will mount directly to the top of the unit, and you can adjust them to where you've got the unit hanging perfectly level. So if I wanted to, I actually thought about hanging the dehumidifier from the ceiling, or if you've got like a big commercial space or a shop building, this would be the perfect solution. However, in my space, I just rigged up this shelf, and I'm just going to set it up on this shelf. Now I beefed this shelf up really nicely. That's a double 3/4 layer of plywood. Fan on, fan runs continuously to circulate air, or fan auto, fan only runs when dehumidifier is on, which is recommended. I like that they give you the option. Of course, you've got a control switch here, where you can control how much it's going to dehumidify, including an always on feature. Here's that filter that I talked about earlier. Isn't that cool? You can actually remove that and replace that nice filter that's going to clean the air. So this thing's going to do more than just dehumidify the space. Nice that they included that. They didn't have to, but that'll keep the unit clean. That'll keep the air cleaner. Here's our drain port at the bottom. There's really not a whole lot to this unit as far as complexity. So it doesn't really require a whole lot of skill to install one of these, and that's another reason that I like it. It does come with quite a lengthy extension cord. let's get a measurement on that. So I like to show these little details. Sometimes people want to know, well, how long is the extension cord? A little over 9 feet. So about 117 inches, something like that. That's gonna come in super handy for me because, once again, I'm gonna put that dehumidifier up here on the shelf, and then I can just run that cord down and plug it in to the same receptacle my tankless water heater's on. This is another nice accessory that they sell for this unit. It's called the Supply Duct Kit Assembly. So basically it's this collar. It's got a nice little seal on here. It comes with a couple screws, and you'll fasten it right here on the end of the unit and fasten those screws, and now I can connect ductwork to the end of this unit, which is huge to me. I picked up this 8-inch flex duct from Lowe's. I was going to use rigid pipe, but they didn't have any in stock. Either way, I got 25 feet of this flex duct for about the same price. So I'm going to hook that into the end of it. It was recommended to me by Santa Fe that I use the duct kit, because what happens, or at least what I'm understanding that happens, is this unit will short cycle if you don't get that dehumidified air away from the intake. So essentially what's happening is it's dehumidifying the air passing across the coils, and then it's sucking that dehumidified air right back in it. We don't want that loop to occur. We want to get that nice dry air away from the unit and pull in fresh, moist air so that it can do a better job of dehumidifying the space. They said I didn't have to have it, but they recommended it. It works better. It's going to dehumidify the space better. So, got the kit. I'm going to install that as well. So here's the drain port at the bottom of the unit, and they actually send the fitting that fits that drain port and this nice clear drain hose with the unit, which is super cool. However, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use 3/4 inch PEX. Let me show you why. This is the only drain line that I've got in my garage. I've got a trap catching the condensate from my tankless water heater, and you can see I've got it hooked up with PEX up here. So I think if I change out this coupling to a T, I could just bust right out of that, go up the wall, and catch that dehumidifier sitting up there. Pretty simple. First things first, I need to install this fitting. So this is just a PEX 3/4, I believe they call it NPT fitting, to PEX crimp. Next up, I want to install this supply duct kit. It's pretty straightforward. 4 screws, and check it out. Finally, a company that gets it. That is not a Phillips head screw. That is a T15 Torx head. Wow, that's impressive. If that tells you anything about Santa Fe, it should tell you that they know what they're doing. How many companies have you seen that they ship their products with the same old Phillips screws and they strip out easily? Santa Fe sends theirs with a T15 Torx head screw. That is just awesome. Pretty simple. Time to install the flex duct. I want this sealed up pretty decently. There we are. You guys ever seen HVAC contractors that just use zip ties for their air seal? I have far too many times, and it's disturbing. I want this thing taped up nicely. Insulation not really necessary on this ductwork, but to make it look, I don't know, presentable, we'll go ahead and keep it on there. There we go. That should keep it nice and tight. Don't try this at home, folks. Ooh, this thing's heavy. Ooh. Whew. Man, that thing's heavy. Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna have to get a ladder. Whew. Okay, I already cut off a little bit of this excess. I'm gonna go ahead and trim it back a little bit more. I got my Alpha knife here. Makes pretty quick work of this. Now that can just kind of sit there like so. I think that looks great. Now, something that's kind of cool on these units, nice adjustable feet. I want to get this thing nice and level. Let me climb up another step here. Okay, right there's pretty good. So we're off just a hair. I want it perfect, man. Got it nice and level. Now I need to somehow route the cord over here. I really don't want to put an extension on it. I don't think I'm going to have to, which is nice. Look at that. Ready to go. How sweet is that? About the perfect length, really. All right, let's get our plumbing rolling here. You need to bring down that 3/4 inch line and tie in right here. Let's start on that. Finally finished plumbing in the drain. I'm not too happy with it, honestly. I didn't think it was gonna look like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick a 90 on it towards the wall, 90 it over and 90 it down. I just don't like the thought of having additional, blockage potential with those 90s, but I think it'll be fine. I'll just keep my eyes on it. I want it to look better than that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it on. I've got it set to fan auto, and I'm just gonna turn it all the way to the on setting. I don't know if you can hear that, but it does make a little bit of noise, not too bad. What's cool is I've got it hooked up to an energy monitoring receptacle, and I've got that tied into my Sense app. So here it is, Santa Fe Compact70. We click on it. Currently sitting at 472 watts is what it's pulling right now. Of course, I just turned it on, 466 watts. That's just really not bad at all, honestly. That is not bad at all, especially for the size of that unit. Remember, 70 pints per day. Come up here, take a look at it just blowing out the end. You can feel the air coming out of it, but there's not a ton of air. It's not enough to really stir things up. So if you're in a dusty environment, I guess, I've just got it blown out towards that wall. I considered putting a 90 on it, but I think it's gonna be just fine. I think it looks really good too. It's not really an eyesore. One more thing that I'm going to do other than replumb that drain is I'm gonna go ahead and stick some sort of bracing or stops, I guess I should say, around the dehumidifier. That way, if for some reason it slightly vibrates off or something happens, I don't want this thing falling off the shelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and brace this up, secure it really nicely in the future, tomorrow probably, because I'm gonna get those crimp rings and 90s tomorrow. So what I wanna do though is I wanna test how well this thing's gonna work. Right now, I'm sitting at 48% humidity and 71 degrees. I'm gonna turn off my ductless mini split and I'm gonna open the garage door. Now let's see what the weather is looking like out there right now. Heat advisory for where I'm at. Let's see what our weather app says. Home currently feels like 101, humidity's at 84%. So I'm sure it won't take long for this to rise. I'm gonna get it up to 70+%, whatever. I'm gonna turn this off, and then we're gonna time how quickly it can bring the humidity down to say 55% or whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this unit off. Shut her down. All right, just over 5 minutes that I've had the garage door open. We're up to 70%. 5 minutes. Just over 13 minutes and we're sitting on 82% humidity. Surprise, surprise. So what I'm gonna do is, first things first, I'm gonna shut that garage door. Then I'm gonna kick on the dehumidifier. Then I'm gonna start the timer and I'm gonna put this camera on this tripod and do a time lapse. And we're gonna see how long it takes to drop the humidity down to a respectable level. And while that's doing that, I'm going to go mow my yard. Here we go. %83 right now. Two hours, 57%. I've been doing some talking around it. It was at 56%, but that is super impressive to dehumidify this entire garage. Let's see, 28 feet deep, 30 feet wide, 11 feet tall. Yes, I had to use a calculator to figure that. That's a little over 9,000 cubic feet of airspace. To dehumidify that in this space, you know, 26-27% drop in 2 hours. That is super impressive to me. And this is not a tight, you know, room. I mean, it's got a 20-foot wide by 7-foot tall garage door in it. And we all know garage doors are leaky. Currently, the unit is pulling about 504 watts. It's going to be super interesting to continue to monitor this data as I run the unit. It's not accurate right now. You can see it says it's been on for 13 minutes and 4 seconds. That's not accurate at all. But the more time that this thing is plugged in and running, the more accurate data I'm going to get from it. And that's after, you know, 2 hours, 12 minutes roughly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to probably do some sort of follow-up video in a few months. I'm going to try to dial this humidity in this garage in to about 55%, something like that. I think that's kind of going to be the sweet spot for me, 50-55%. And I will let you guys know how much energy it is consuming and how I'm liking it here in a few months. So look for that. I've also got a link in the description down below if you're interested in the Santa Fe Compact 70. They make the best dehumidifiers as far as I'm concerned. I did a lot of research. This is the company that you want to work with. This is the company that you want to go with if you need a dehumidifier, whether it be your crawl space, your whole house, garage like I'm in, workspace, shop. These are really nice units, very user-friendly, easy to install. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It helps support the channel. And click that subscribe button below if you haven't already. I appreciate the support, and we'll see you on the next one.